Welcome to the news on the hour on Providence Television International. I am Ugbebo Ikekwa. The African Democratic Congress ADC has alleged that its derecognition by the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC is part of a broader effort to prevent the party from participating in the 2027 general election. In a statement issued on Monday, the party's National Publicity Secretary Bolaji Abdullahi stated that the Commission's recent actions, including its refusal to accept correspondence from the party, could hinder its ability to meet key electoral requirements. The party has been embroiled in a leadership crisis since July 2025, when an opposition coalition assumed control of its structure. The dispute centers on claims by a former Deputy National Chairman, Nafiu Bala, who challenged the emergence of former Senate President David Mark as National Chairman. The situation escalated on Wednesday, 1st April 2026, after INEC announced it would no longer recognize either the Mark-led leadership or the Bala faction, citing a March 12th Court of Appeal judgment. The Commission also stated that it would refrain from engaging with both groups pending the outcome of a case before the Federal High Court. The ADC National Publicity Secretary emphasized that the Commission's refusal to accept party correspondence now conflicts with provisions of the Electoral Act, which sets timelines for party primaries and submission of candidates. The strike declared by the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, scheduled to begin on April 7, 2026, is already disrupting services across federal and state-owned hospitals nationwide. The immediate trigger for the new strike is the federal government's decision to halt the implementation of the revised professional allowance table, a key component of an agreement reached after the 2025 strike. In its statement, the NARD described the move as unfortunate and accused the federal government of pushing doctors into another avoidable industrial action. Its demands are an immediate reversal of the decision to stop the allowance table, payment of promotion and salary arrears, settlement of 19 months outstanding allowance arrears, and release of the 2026 Medical Residency Training Fund. Fresh concerns have been raised over the federal government's inability to sustain agreements with health workers, as resident doctors have spent a cumulative 51 days on strike since the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu began. And our next story features a former member of the House of Representatives. A former member of the House of Representatives, Honorable Yozua Johnson Agbonayima, representing Ikubaka Egol Federal Constituency, has called on the federal government to desist from dependence on foreign governments to fix Nigeria's economic problems. He noted that only Nigerians can fix the political and economic issues presently being faced by the country. Honorable Agbonayima disclosed this during an exclusive interview on Providence Television International. He expressed disappointment at the manner politicians and the executive arm of government handle issues of national interest, stating that such practices reek of double standards. Honorable Agbonayima also condemned the incessant loans from foreign governments by the federal government, emphasizing that such loans should be used for the betterment of the Nigerian people.
This country is blessed. God has so much blessed this nation with mineral resources, natural resources, even human capacity, human capital.
Exactly.
God has endowed this nation with so much. But we have decided to be our worst enemy. Across the board. This is not about blame games. We are all responsible for the reason where we are. Corruption is everywhere. It's a cancer that needs total eradication. No one man can solve the problem of Nigeria. It's going to be a collective effort of every patriotic Nigerian. What I have seen so far is mind-boggling.
Really?
This is a country, yes, a country where 10,000, 100,000, those who stole 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 are in prison. Those who stole billions of naira are working freely, being given chieftaincy titles.
You are in pains.
This is nothing but double standard.
Oh.
The ex-member of the House of Representatives also called for drastic measures in tackling security issues in the country, stressing that Nigeria now has the semblance of a country at war. The Nigerian Army has dismissed allegations by a former soldier, Rotimi Olamilekan, that personnel purchased their uniforms and protective equipment with personal funds. In a statement issued on Tuesday by its acting director of Army Public Relations, Apollonia Anele, the Army described the claims as false and misleading, insisting that troops are adequately equipped and catered for. The statement was in response to a viral interview in which Olamilekan, popularly known as Soldier Boy, alleged that Army personnel buy items such as uniforms, boots, and bulletproof vests despite earning modest salaries. Community leaders in Kaduna State have dismissed the claim that 31 people abducted during an Easter church service in Ariko, Kachia local government area have been rescued by security forces, stating that the kidnappers have confirmed the victims are still in their custody. In a statement on Monday, the Kotsubi Development Association, KUDA, described the widely circulated reports as false and misleading. According to the group, families of the abducted individuals are still in contact with the kidnappers, who have confirmed that the victims remain in captivity. The group expressed concern over the spread of unverified information, warning that such reports could create confusion, raise false hopes among affected families, and erode public trust in official communication. While acknowledging ongoing efforts by security agencies to address insecurity, KUDA urged authorities, including the Nigerian Army, to ensure that only accurate and verified information is made public, particularly on matters affecting human lives. The Christian Association of Nigeria has called on Christians in the northern part of the country to take proactive steps to defend themselves against persistent attacks. The declaration followed the Palm Sunday attack on Angwan Rukuba community in Jos North local government area of Plateau State, which left more than 20 people dead and several others injured. Following the attack, the defense headquarters placed troops on nationwide alert ahead of Easter celebrations. Addressing journalists in Abuja, the Director, Defense Media Operations, Major General Michael Noja, assured Nigerians of heightened vigilance by troops. In a related development, the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria has condemned the resurgence of insecurity in Plateau State, describing it as deeply troubling, emphasizing that Christian communities remain vulnerable during major religious observances. Nigerians living in South Africa have been thrown into a state of utmost fear since protests by South Africans against the installation of Igwe Ndigbo, meaning the King of Igbos, began on Monday, 30th March. Most Nigerians woke up to chaos on Monday morning as South Africans took to the streets, humiliating and battering Nigerians, leaving 26 Nigerians severely injured and hospitalized, while property, including cars and shops worth millions of rands, equivalent to billions of naira, were destroyed. Outraged South Africans cited clashes of traditional values and disrespect to the sovereignty of their country following the installation of Solomon Eziko as the Igbo King of South Africa. Most Nigerians living in the country are now forced to remain indoors due to fears of xenophobic attacks. Nigeria's Football Administration has come under renewed scrutiny following allegations surrounding a purported petition filed against the Democratic Republic of Congo over eligibility concerns during the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying campaign. In a strongly worded statement, Prince Harrison Jala, the chairman of the Advocacy for Nigeria Football Reform Concepts, accused the Nigeria Football Federation of misleading the public and government officials with what he described as a fake petition submitted to FIFA. Jala alleged that the petition was deliberately mishandled as the document was filed outside the stipulated deadline, sent to an incorrect email address, and lacked the required protest fees, rendering the so-called petition invalid from the outset. He further claimed that the move was designed to create false hope among Nigerians that the Super Eagles could secure qualification for the 2026 FIFA World Cup through administrative means, despite failing to do so on the pitch. Demanding transparency from the football authorities, Jala has asked for evidence of the petition, details of his submission, and any official response from FIFA. He also queried why no appeal has been lodged at the Court of Arbitration for Sports. Nigeria's ambition to host the 15th Africa Games in 2031 got a boost as the African Union Sports Council Evaluation Committee commended Nigeria's presentation. The team stated that the clarity of vision, depth of planning and strong alignment between the government and the private sectors in Nigeria will play a key role in getting the hosting rights. The delegation, led by Dr. Decius Chipande, was received by top officials of the National Sports Commission, treated to a comprehensive presentation showcasing Nigeria's readiness, capacity and vision to host the Games. The chairman of the NSC, Malam Shehu Diko, reaffirmed the support of the federal government on the bid, emphasizing that hosting the Africa Games remains a national priority backed by strong political will and a commitment to deliver world-class infrastructure, seamless organization, and a lasting legacy for African sports. 7 Eritrea players from the national football team have failed to return home after their side secured a victory over the Eswatini national football team. While part of the team traveled back via South Africa after the match, the 7 players are believed to have absconded. The development followed Eritrea's 2-1 win in Eswatini, which secured a 4-1 aggregate victory and a return to the qualifying group stages of the Africa Cup of Nations for the first time in 19 years. And that's the news on the hour on Providence Television International. Thanks for watching. Please stay tuned.